programs event for LKOC for 2021. And we want to do these events once a month. So if you like it, give us feedback, let us know. If you don't, you can tell us that too. Anyway, what you will need to have are things like gloves and a trowel, snippers, paper towels, cover for your work area. You don't have to have all those things, but it just keeps you and your work area tidy. I don't have gloves, but I'm okay about having dirty hands. Your event box, which is what you all picked up yesterday, or if in keeping with the pot of fleurs, if you want to stay in the French vernacular, it's called a boîte de lèvement. And it has all the pieces that you'll need to be successful with this presentation today. So if everybody's comfortable, we can start. Let's talk a little bit about the history of the pot of fleurs. It loosely became known as the art of Victorian floral arrangement. They liked the idea of decorating their homes with growing plants and cut flowers. But the potted plants didn't last very long. So we're talking about Victorian homes that were very dark and heavy drapes, and the potted plants were messy and not very easy to care for. And the cut flowers in that same environment. So they came upon a combination, probably because they recognized that it just was expensive and wasn't very efficient to have cut flowers and potted plants. So they combined the two, and then they could change out the flowers to suit the season. They could have tulips and daffodils, whatever they wanted. So the arrangement became potted plants and flowers, hence the birth of pot au fleurs. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Look at your basket. It has a liner in the bottom. My basket is a little different from yours. It's actually oversold this event, so I don't have your fancy basket. And all baskets, even though they were all bought, do vary in size a little bit. The liner that's attached to the bottom of your basket will hold a small amount of water. So it keeps your pot au fleurs from making a mess of wherever you're keeping it. If you're keeping it on a table or wherever you're keeping it, the liner will stop water from migrating. So now in your boîte de lèvement or your event box, you can find your rocks. Everybody got their rocks? Over the bottom of your bottom of the liner that's attached to your basket. Carol, I'm not sure your liner is attached to your basket, but I know you can improvise. So spread your rocks out on the bottom of your basket. Everybody got that? So the next thing we have is the soil. And the soil is pre-mixed. So it contains soil, compost, and pumice. And the pumice, of course, helps soil. And the compost adds to the health of the soil. So spread the soil mixture over the rocks. Now for me, I don't put the soil where I'm going to put my liner. Maybe a little bit, it'll get there anyway, but I just put it, I'm going to put my liner. So put your soil in your basket and spread it around a little bit. I'm already making a mess. That's why I probably should better. So I have my soil. Everybody got their soil? Spread the soil out. And now we're ready to get moving with our pull a flare. Maybe
Can I
find out a bit more. Yes?
can I ask a question?
Sure.
So because our baskets look different, our liner is pretty much the size of the basket that it goes into.
Yes.
So do the rocks and the soil go in the bottom of the square basket, or in the round liner?
No, they go in the bottom of the square basket.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So let's find out how the Victorians were doing and how it came about doing this particular kind of floral arrangement. Victorian era in Britain was a very prosperous time. Queen Victoria had been on the throne for many years to remain. The country was stable, the economy was booming, life was good. We're after all the British, so they were very prudent, regardless of strong and stable economy. After prudent thought and care for the future, they arrived at the idea of decorating their home with florals. So why not combine the potted plant and the cut flowers? By doing this, the pot, which is the second liner, removed, and the potted plants could be taken to the sink to water, let them drain there, and you could even give them a little outside time, a little sunshine. Not too much, because they're used to being inside, so a lot of sun, they're not going to be very tolerant of it, so be careful with that. But when all that is over, then you can just bring it back and put it in your basket. The flowers could be changed to meet the season. In spring, you could have daffodils and tulips. In summer, sunflowers and daisies. And in the, perhaps a potted plants could become poinsettias. And perhaps flowers could be something like aster or some other kind of complementary flower. A flare could be designed around an event, like a birthday. You could use a birth flower for the center, for the flower. Or if it's a wedding in the household, at least in Hawaii, you could use gardenia and pikaki. So we need to take our 3 plants, potted plants, and put them in the liner, the second liner, the one that comes out. And you'll notice that the second liner has holes in it. So that way, when you want to water your plants, you can just take out the whole liner, take it and water it, set it on a drain board, and be able to bring it back in. Does everybody have that? So we remove the plants, give them water, let them drain, give them a little outside time, and then return them to the basket. Now you have the part of your flare that is the pole, the pot. The flowers and the flower sticks. We all got flowers yesterday that look like this. And we have the flower sticks here. So you don't need to do it now because we don't want to lose you on the camera. But this is, you can put water in here for your flowers. And you will know that you have to add water maybe as much as every day. Just check and you'll get a rhythm to it. We don't use Oasis anymore. You know that Oasis is that green clumpy stuff environment. It's like those popcorn things that you get in packages. Terrible, that Oasis. So we use the sticks with water that can be added. And then you can put your flowers in the water, and this is where you might need to have your snippers so you can change the height of the flowers. And you can stick, depending on the size of your basket, you can stick the flower stick in the loose soil, or you can put it in the soil in the 3 pots. So does everybody have their flower sticks? Look. Stick them around, and then you can just play some of these sticks. I'm going to put my water out. My water was from my plastic bag was spilling.
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
2 comments. I
Yes.
used the water to pour into the flower stick, and my flower was too fat, so I'm poking across in the top, and then they go in nicely.
Oh, good. Can everybody hear that?
Can you repeat, how do you cut the top, or what do you need to do?
I stuck my clippers in and turned it and in and made an X at the top.
The little hole that's here, she made it in. Little hole.
Thank you.
A good idea. Everybody did that?
Excuse me, but where do you put your flower when you're done with it?
When you put it in your little stick? Is that Alana?
Yeah.
Hi, Alana. I'm
Hi.
glad you're here. You can put it in the loose soil in your basket. My basket is actually too big to make it work with the loose soil. It'll just fall over. I don't have enough soil in this basket.
Okay.
I put it in one of the individual pots. Like that. Right. And play with it. I have anthuriums here, so I could put anthuriums in. Again, be careful of making X's because this animal to make an X, it would just fall over. So if you play around places, make some tall, make some short, you'll come to, try different things and see what works best for you and your pot à fleurs. Does everybody have the little bug? Mine was in your boîte de lemon. I have a little bug here. So you could put that on a flower, you could put it in your basket, you could put it on the edge. I had it on the handle here. It's just a little silly decoration, but it makes it fun. I don't know, excuse me, about you guys, but I could not quite get my head around why is this British, very British style of floral arrangement, why is it called a pot au fleurs? It's a French name. So I started thinking about it and looking up different parts of what happened during the Victorian era. And it seems that the economy was so healthy and everybody had money and they could do things and go places. So they were looking elsewhere. They were looking outside of their own country for culture and arts. And they came, France was close, seemingly sophisticated. So they decided that they would call their very British pot and flowers. Does everybody have all their things? I put all my, oh, on the top, I think you got some Polly's hair. So if you just spread that around the top, it'll sort of the soil, but a much tidier. Does everybody want to unmute themselves so we can have some feedback?
You just.
Everybody have their pot au fleurs? You want to show us?
We love it.
Yeah, the bug. Oh, that's a good question. We're unmuted.
Do we do our ribbon?
Yes. That's the other thing. Have ribbon. I don't have top on my basket. I have a very noisy car going past.
There's mine.
If you want to make, in your basket, there was some double-sided tape. It was a little rectangle of two pieces of look white paper. And if you pulled it apart, it was double-sided tape. You can make your bow and then attach it to the top of your basket.
Oh, okay. Can you start the bow again?
Ah,
Okay, here she's doing the bow.
I like to cheat a little bit and do it with one side. So I just loop it and then you put it underneath. Oops. And by the way, the bow works best if both sides are the same. Both sides of the ribbon have the same pattern. So I just loop it until I get something that's flat. And you know, actually this is a good place up here because you'll have it on top to put your little bug or your butterfly, whatever it was that you got. Keep it flat, or you don't have to have it flat. You could make, you know, one of these loopy bows. You could do that because it took less ribbon. Everybody have their bow?
No,
No?
I guess you put this around the edge, right?
You put on your baskets, you can let
His whole bow.
Me too.
the trail down over the head.
I'm concentrating on like. I'm just.
I'm so tired. And look at how beautiful their bows are.
Oh my God. We're gonna have to go to Lori's house. Lori
Did you
is.
put the dirt? You skipped the dirt?
I skipped the dirt.
Skip the dirt too.
With a double-sided tape.
So I figured I could just water it up.
The bow, we're gonna,
I think you can just,
Hear everybody talking. It's much better. Okay. So I have
Pam?
my bow.
hello?
Yes.
We missed where to put our little bee. Where do you put the bee?
Oh, well, you can put it anywhere you want. You can put it on one of the flowers if you want. I put mine on the handle, but I have a very low, small handle.
Okay.
On your baskets, you have a higher handle. You could put it on the side. You could put it on the top of your bow. It's just a little bit of fun fluff.
Thank you.
Sure. Any more questions?
Did you
Did
use your tape to stick the bow on?
I would use my tape to stick the bow on, but I don't have a handle, so I can't in mine. But that's what the tape is for, is to stick the bow on to the top of your basket. And it's double-sided, so you could use it twice, or you could, use it on top of on the sides of the bow. Yeah.
I just use the ribbon to get the bow to come together. Then you can tie the ribbon to the handle if you want.
To the handle, yeah. Yep. We thought about putting wire in the boîte de lèvement, but decided it was a little risky to do that. You never know. Kids get into the basket, dogs get into the basket.
But this is working.
Yeah, good. Just cut a little bit off your ribbon and use that to attach it to the top of your basket. So I have this one that I've made a mess of here. I have that one. This one I have. That is a very small basket, and really the pot, I have Easter eggs in this one. Can you see the Easter eggs? Just in case you want to do that. You can take this pot out, the second liner or the pole, and take it out. Water it, drain it, and put it back in. This one is, I had a windmill on this one instead of a bug. And if you want to make it an Easter basket, you can add eggs. I had these little plastic eggs that I put in here. I have here a spice garden. Can you see this one? This is a chip and dip bowl. The orchid is in the dip part, and then I put spices around the edge. And I like to have something like this on the kitchen sink because I like having orchids in my house. And then the spices are here and easy to get to anytime. And over here, I have another one, which is also just a bowl, and I put an orchid in the middle and water around the edge. I put the orchid pot in a plastic bag so the orchid wouldn't be exposed to all the water. And then I just cut tiari and put it around the edge. So there's all kinds of things you can do. You can use your crotons or your tea leaves, whatever you have in your yard. Add a plant in the middle. You could even just add one with, this is French lavender. You could put that in the middle and put spices around. All kinds of possibilities for the very Victorian art.
More of this.
Of there.
Can you get more of this?
this,
Has everybody finished their pot?
I need to be able to put it around.
okay.
Anybody else? Anybody want to unmute themselves?
We're struggling with tying our bows.
Okay, why don't you cut, just so it's easy, why don't you cut a little bit off the end of the bow and use that to tie the bow to the top of your handle.
Okay.
That just makes it easy.
This has wire in it though. Do
Yeah.
you want me to cut those scissors?
It's
with
okay.
wire?
Yeah, that's fine. There's the kitchen.
I must have missed a step.
We need a Could someone show us a beautiful bow so we can copy, please?
Mine is now wet, but somebody has a basket that came with a bow made and is already attached. Does that person show us their basket?
Lori has one.
Yeah,
I have one.
oh, beautiful.
Okay. So unmute yourself so everybody can see your bow and your basket.
Can you see
up close.
mine? It just has a circle in the middle here, and then the loops, 3 loops on the side.
Yeah, you don't need much for this particular arrangement. The flowers are supposed to be everything, and the bow is just like icing on the cake. That's why we like the flat bow style.
I might suggest that maybe everybody switches to gallery view, and then maybe everybody can show, like, you know, those of you who have finished, because some of them, I mean, they're really lovely. I'm really enjoying looking at what you've all done.
Who's going to be first to switch?
Norma, that looks so pretty. Wait, it's not Norma, but what's your name? Alana, that's
Alana,
beautiful, beautiful basket, Alana.
Very nice.
Oh,
Alana, I like the way your ribbon is twisted around.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And
I
Marie,
did mine in a way.
Because I think all of the ribbons have wire edging. So
Yeah,
you can,
great.
yeah.
Anne Marie, can you hold your basket back up again? I really like the look of you. You got a beautiful ribbon on yours too. Oh, that's really nice. Very nice.
Add what I,
yeah, you got nice with Anne Marie.
what I did with my ribbon was when I got to the end and I tried to crimp the edges together, I went and took one of the tie tags from the kitchen counter.
Mm.
So the tie tag is what pulls it together, and then I put the ribbon loops around it. So it looks, those little tie tags help.
Yeah. I love how everybody's is so different. I mean, like Teddy's, yours is bright, like beautiful thing. And Terry's, my gosh. Oh, and look at Kathleen's. This is so much fun.
Oh, nice.
Where's Kathleen?
His idea, yes.
This ribbon came out.
I don't know if you can do, I can't.
That's not
see
yours? Yeah, it does.
I can't see their basket.
So this is Molly, and I apologize, my camera's not working, but we'll have to take a picture and send it.
So I could see them, but I can't. So what you can do is, there's someone you want to highlight.
Molly, I bet yours is the prettiest one.
Okay, look at my friend Janice's. Ta-da!
So pretty.
Beautiful.
We can't find Janice.
Oh, that's really nice. Wow.
This is with Rachel.
The next
Janice brought some extra from her garden, so kind of hand stars.
I think it's somebody's friend and her name just says no. Make sure we're on mute. Oh,
Oh, active speaker video.
Yeah, can't. huh?
That's you.
Yeah.
Try muting me real quick.
See.
It's gonna be this view. I think
Now I can see Teddy's basket. That looks pretty, Teddy.
you can scroll through
Okay.
everybody.
Okay, so now I can see. I have to get up close so I can see. So nice. Look how pretty all this is. Wow, Lori. That's great. Cheryl, I see.
Basket, Cheryl.
Hi, Alana. I see yours too, and I love it.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
This is good fun.
Great. Is everybody happy?
Yes. Who wouldn't be happy with this?
Woo.
We've got flowers everywhere.
Yep. It's a happy, happy basket. I'm gonna go find some Easter decorations now.
Okay, so everybody, thank you for coming, joining us this morning for the first LKOC 2021 program. We want to do more of these. Next month, we're going to make a haku-lei wristlet. So we'll use the pieces for a haku-lei, but make it into a wristlet. So it's time sensitive and we can do it in time. Don't forget to put water in your water stick for your flowers today. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was just great.
Yeah, that's
Thank
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's the next one? What's the next one?
Haku wristlet on the 3rd Friday of April at 9:30.
Nice.
Thank you.
Time.
Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you.
We're gonna talk about the flowers.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, here you go.
Bye.
That was good.
Okay, so I guess I will, if I end this, all right, I don't want to end it because when I end it, then it ends it for everybody. So that was great, Pam.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Wonderful, wonderful. People made some wonderful things there.
Yeah, very pretty. What a great idea.
Yeah. What I didn't understand, Pam, was what was the purpose of the soil around the second basket? Yeah, you have an outer basket that's at the bottom of your basket, which you put rocks and then soil, and then you put your plastic inner liner on top of that with your potted plants. What goes in dirt around it?
Well, if your basket is an appropriate size, mine wasn't, you could put the flower sticks in there. Rather than mixing them with the potted plants, you could put them in that loose soil area.
Okay. And what's the purpose of the rocks? Just to hold it all in there?
Drain a little bit so that when you do put.
Oops, I'm losing your speaker.
Oh yeah, she's frozen.
You're frozen and no sound, Pam.
No, it's just a bad connection. Like it'll happen if she has a bad connection.
No.
You know, with the
Okay,
wind, it really affects things. So,
okay, so you're frozen in time in a very attractive pose.
and just as she was answering your question, oh, there she is. Wait, she moved for a second.
She's doing the hula.
I'm recording this, so. it's-
Oh, I thought you stopped it. Oh,
Well,
that's
you know what?
wonderful.
If I end it, I can't stop the let me see. If I end it for all, it stops. So if I leave the meeting, it then stops the recording. So,
Oh,
wait.
you don't have a way to stop the recording?
Oh, actually, yes. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I forgot. Let me.
Can you hear me